Hello, hello, hello. It is me. It is Manic Monday, as Junie has just put it. Hello. Um, Everybody's here in chat already. It's been what, 5 minutes since I started stream, and everyone's here. What the heck? This isn't normal. What are y'all doing? Did I get a haircut? Yes, I did. I did get a haircut. Go ahead and just show this bad boy off. Got ourselves a little haircut because it was in my face and looking real bad and annoying. So I got a little undercut. It doesn't look too good if I don't put product in it, but if I put product in it, my headphones will get all gross and yucky. So I just like to slick it on back with my headphones. And can't say that's too bad. But now I don't have to worry about hair getting everywhere on me. Handsome boy, well, thank you very much. And hello, Saf. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw on the normal music, and we're going to go ahead and make the musical instrument the mandolin. And I 3D modeled like last night, but for whatever reason, I'm like nervous right now. I don't know. I feel like it's the first time I've ever 3D modeled every time I 3D model. So we'll go ahead and pop that music on, and we'll get going. There we go. So we're making a mandolin. We're going to make a pretty conventional mandolin here. But I'm deciding between the regular hole or the F holes. And I know everybody wants the F holes. Before everybody goes in the comments and shouts, hey, we want the F holes. I know. I want the F holes too. I'm with you. I'm with you, okay? I understand. I want them too. That doesn't mean that we get them. That's going to be like the last thing I worry about. Because this looks hard as can be. Hey, Junie, thank you so much. There is a exclamation mark voting. Oh, did that not work? Oh, it doesn't work, or I don't remember what it is. Never mind. I'll have to fix that. There is an exclamation mark somewhere that'll tell you how to do it. Okay, so let's make ourselves a mandolin. And I'm going to channel my inner Simo to try and make this thing as good as possible. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just fix it later. We don't need to worry about it. That's okay. So let's go ahead and start ourselves off with a cube as per the norm. And we'll get going. And now the question is, how is everybody? How are y'all doing? You guys doing okay? Is everybody healthy? Is everybody happy? You all treating yourselves well? Wow, this song like kind of makes me nervous now, and I don't know why. Doing good? Good is good to hear. What about everybody else? You all doing okay? Is this Disgaea? This is Phantom Brave, but close enough. I mean, it's the same franchise, basically. Alright, so the goal is to make ourselves a mandolin. So we're just going to toss on a mirror modifier. I have a lot of information about guitars. As you might notice, I have a guitar. I have a lot of guitars over there. I play guitar. I've been playing guitar since I was 10 years old, and I'm nearly 30 now. So color that for what it's worth. So I have a pretty good information on guitars, and I'm assuming mandolins are roughly the exact same thing. So I'm going to use a lot of that information, and one of the most important things about that is most of these have a through neck, which means that this is all one piece of wood. There's two kinds of construction when looking at a mandolin. There's a set neck, or like a bolt-on neck. I don't know what you would call it on a mandolin. And then a through neck. But I'm going to imagine that we're using a through neck, and we can just make this all one piece of wood. And that should make things a little bit easier for us. When do we get the play guitar redeem? I mean, I'd go conventional, since that is what is in the Road to El Dorado. Oh, what a call out. Also, Simo, I got to hear about this bachelor party. When are you guys going to hear me play guitar? I don't know. Maybe I'll play today. I could play a little guitar for you guys. I'm a little fuzzy. It's been a long time since I've played guitar legitimately, but it doesn't mean I'm against it. I love guitar. It's my it's an instrument that I'm just near and dear to my heart. So maybe if we get a little bit of time today, I'll play some guitar for you guys. You're going to hear me not know how to play any song and instead just doodle around because that's all I really do with music instruments nowadays. I used to be a little bit more true to that. You remember Mr. Camilleri? Yeah, I remember Mr. Camilleri. He's the one who taught me how to play guitar. He was a sweet guy. Mr. Camilleri was really sweet. Mr. Camilleri was a music teacher for me way back when. And I went, and my parents were like, hey, would you like to learn how to play the drums? And I was a kid, so I was like, yeah, of course I'd love how to play the drums. And so I went to Mr. Camilleri to learn how to play the drums. And after like one session, I was like, I don't want to learn how to play the drums. He's like, what about guitar? And so I learned how to play guitar through him. And I stayed for a long time, and then I realized after a little bit, like, hey, this isn't a useful way of like learning. I should stop doing this. So I stopped. Also, getting this guy to the correct proportions is actually going to be kind of hard. Hold on, I have to focus for one moment. So I would go to this guy's music lessons. He was a very sweet man. Loved the guy to death. I'm sure, you know, if we looked hard enough, there'd be something weird going on. But he was cool. And so I went out to the lessons with this guy, and we had a really lovely time, and I learned how to play guitar, and he did this thing every year where he would get his students to form little bands, and you would have, like, band practice, and you would play with other people. So I remember one year I played, like, a Nirvana concert with a couple of people. I did, like, a Paganini song one year on an acoustic guitar. I don't know. It was cool. It was a very cool experience growing up. And, the best thing, the thing that I remember to this day, is every time I went to music lessons, he was on a cul-de-sac, and I would go at night, because I guess my slot was like right in the middle of the night. So I would go in the middle of the night on this cul-de-sac, and I would have my guitar in one hand and my amp in the other hand, because I brought an amplifier with me, because I was a punk emo kid. And so I'd go, and I'd bring them, and I'd put the amp down in the middle of the cul-de-sac, because I'm a child and I don't care about anybody else. And I would lay with my back on the amp and just stare at the night sky. And I would just be like, wow, stars are really far away from us. And I would just sit there and stare at the stars. And then Mr. Camilleri would walk out, and he'd let the student before me go home. And he would just look out, and I'd be out in the middle of the cul-de-sac and be like, all right, it's your turn. And I can only imagine what he thought of me, being like a child just sitting on his cul-de-sac staring up at the stars, waiting to get guitar lessons from him. I was a weird kid. That's the takeaway from this, is that I was a weird kid. A weekend-long bachelor party that we held at my summer cottage with all sorts of activities, paintball, axe throwing, lots of booze. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. That's pretty nice. It's a wonder no one got injured. How was the marriage? How was oh, it's a bachelor party. Okay, so you didn't go to the wedding. Are you going to the wedding? Should we expect you going to the wedding at some point? Or did that already happen? It's in a month? Okay, perfect. Good to know. I think I remember going to one of your concerts with your mom and dad. Yeah, I vaguely remember something like that as well. It's a weird experience. Now, dare I say that this mandolin is already looking kinda good? Dare I say this? Am I really going to challenge myself with language like that? Now, what you really want when you're making a stringed instrument, a plucked stringed instrument like this, is you want the ratio that your hand is on to be comfortable. This thing is tiny, so I'm thinking the ratio's got to be kind of big. Nice to see that you're using reference, Simo. How dare you? How dare you? The headstock really doesn't matter, so I'm going to go for more of a traditional classical approach. We're going to do a shorter, closer headstock. Actually, no. If we want a really true to form guy... So this is really common. I think this is not my favorite thing. He has been using them the last few streams. Silken Co, don't sell me out. I like being a bad 3D modeler. I like upsetting Simo. There we go. If we're using traditional methods, that is a really good way to make a headstock because they bend so you get more tension on that string when they didn't have the technology to make really good nuts. This is called a nut, by the way. I don't know why it's called a nut, but it's called a nut. Fun fact, nuts are made out of bone, so we're going to make a little bit of bone material later. Okay, so I'm going to be taking a lot of inspiration while we're going in a little bit. So if you guys have ideas for this thing, let me know, like wood quality, what the hole is, stuff like that. We're gonna be doing a little bit of freeform stuff later on. Okay, so now we can take you. We can pop you on out. What's the best time period? What's the time period this mandolin exists in? So, in my writing, this mandolin is like this whole thing is in a fantasy universe. So nothing is the short answer. Like there is no time period. Also, I just realized I made a big mistake. Oh gosh, I made a huge mistake. You know what? I can fix this. I can fix this easily. We're gonna go like that. Yeah, we got it nice and big. Yeah, problem solved. And then I just cut up here. Simple save. Yeah, this is a fantasy universe for me, so there would not be a good answer to that. I would say it's roughly equivalent to... I'd say it's roughly equivalent to like 17th century. Rosewood looks nice. All right, so we'll do rosewood for the fingerboard. The fretboard, fingerboard, whatever you want to call it. We'll do a little bit of rosewood in there. There we go. Just like that. Looks about perfect to me. Cool. Okay, so that is the beginnings of our boy. And the one thing I'm going to do is make this guy a little bit higher. Give it more of that lute shape that it wants. Rosewood is your favorite? Why is that? Why do we like rosewood so much? Okay, so I'm going to make everybody upset here. And I'm doing it consciously, so you're welcome. I'm going to go ahead and apply a subsurface of 2. And we're going to see if we can make this thing look a particular kind of way. If not, I'll do everything manually. But I'm kind of feeling a certain way right now. Also, doing a subdivision surface with a mirror modifier might not be a good idea. But I enjoy not caring about stuff like that. Cherrywood is also very pretty. I don't exactly remember what cherrywood looks like. The big thing for me is there's woods that are good for conducting sound. And so we want to be a little bit mindful of the woods that conduct sound well. Oh, that looks great. Oh, that's it. We're here. What we want to do is probably remove that guy. No, we want him. My mom's old piano was a baby grand cherrywood piano. Well, very good. I've never heard of a cherrywood guitar, but I suppose it is possible. Okay, tell you what I really want to do is get the heck out of here. Thank you. Now I feel like I'm a little bit less crammed. I used to play on piano every time you came over. Yep. I would love to play your piano, and your mom would always kind of give me a look like, hey, stop playing on our piano. I remember that very vividly. All right, so we're not going to put holes in this thing because we're just going to put tuners on top of it, so there's no reason to even think about the holes existing here. Oh, that's it. Oh, we're looking golden. Yo. It already looks, like, perfect. It already looks super good. Now maybe I can get rid of you? No, because we need that front face to be hard. What about you? This one can go, I think. Yep. Oh, there he is. That is literally perfect. Wow. Wow, that looks good. Wow, that looks really good. I can't believe how good that looks. Wow. Okay, so we're here. We're doing this. Now, if I'm being really careful with myself, what we want to do is probably this. I'm going to make an archback. That's a good way to conduct sound. Oh, it looks good. Wow, that looks good. Koa wood looks awesome too, but it's probably a bit challenging to make. That'd be a cool little goal. I'll try and make some Koa. Speaking of random musical things, did you see that Final Fantasy XIV Stratocaster electric guitar? I've not, but we will look it up right now. Let's do this. FF14 Stratocaster. Is it just the normal Stratocaster? Oh, yeah, it's just a collaboration. Whoa! Oh, it's a real world guitar. Holy cow, it looks awesome. Look at this thing. This thing looks crazy good. With that little... That's cool. Oh. That is pretty cool looking. I hate Stratocasters. I think they sound like garbage. But that is pretty cool looking. I didn't even see the blue. The blue is nice too. Wow, that's a cool look. That must be resin, right? It has a limit break functionality? Okay, hold on. Nope, won't let me zoom in. We'll go back to normal. You can get it in-game too. That is pretty wild. It looks a little bit bad in the light. Not gonna lie, that resin does not look good there. Okay, well, now we know. That's in the game? Well, it still doesn't look good in the game. Doesn't make a difference to me if it's in the game or not. It looks a little bit weird with that resin just sitting right on top of there. But that is cool. I'd like to see more stuff like that. I think more games and whatnot need to have, like, real-world stuff. Joe! Look who's here. Okay, so I'm going to make this thing a little bit of an archback. You don't see a lot of archbacks in practice because they're kind of hard to make using, like, you know, mass-produced systems. But if we are just making this from scratch, who cares? Work's still kicking my butt, but I wanted to say hi. That's A-okay. Joe, I've said this since day one. You never owe us anything. We're just happy to have you here. Why is that looking like that? There should be a sharp corner here. Hold on. If I auto-smooth this... We're going to have to fix a little bit of this, but we'll get back to this. Let's do like a 45. Make sure that that is sequenced correctly. And now we're going to take you and pop you... Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you making like a weird little thing? What is this? Why are you doing this? I want to make an archback, but I don't know if an archback is the best idea now that I'm looking at this. Hold on, let's go back. Back all the way. We're back all the way, okay? We're here. We've given it a little bit of an archback. It does have a flat edge here. I think this might be the best way for us to do this. Let's do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab you, and I'm going to just you, and I'm going to GG you on up. Bring you up. There we go. I mean, that's a pretty good looking mandolin if I do say so myself. You can see the seam. I don't know why the seam is showing. We can connect that pretty easily though, I think. I'm going to say I think this is done. I think this is good, and we just need to fix those normals. Using a 45, we fixed the normals. Everything else looks clean. It does have a pretty hard jut right here, so I'm going to try and emphasize that. The way I'm going to do this is going to be a little chaotic, so bear with me for just one moment. I never said I was a good 3D modeler. There we go, just like that. Grab you and send you down here, and grab you and send you down here, and that adds a little bit to the arch on the back. That's not half bad. And now we have this little shelf that you can sit on. Oh, look at everybody in chat being sweet. You guys are very nice to each other. I say it all the time, but that's my favorite thing about chat, is how nice you guys are to each other. That's all I really want around here, is people being good to each other. That's a good little intersection right there. That fits really well for me. So the last thing I want to do is grab you, pop you down. Make sure that we get that nice and shallow looking. Maybe even add a little bit of our own bevel like that. Let's do a apply scale real quick and make sure that we get it looking good. Is that okay? Is that going to work? That looks really drastic to me. Like that. And then we're going to go like that. And then we put this guy back on and we say, does that look good? Well, there's a hole here. Why is there a hole? I'll never understand why it just makes holes. Huh. Weird. I think that's good enough, though. I think we're going to apply the... I think we're going to apply the mirror and move on with this guy, because I think that looks pretty good to me. Is there any details I'm missing? It goes down, it hits right there. That looks perfect. The shelf looks perfect. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I do see one thing. Okay, I'm glad we saw this before we hit apply. Because if we hit apply, it's kind of game over from that point forward. So, we hit this. We hit a couple of you guys. I'm worried that this is going to be a train wreck once I start doing this, but we got to go for it. Come on. Yeah, we're going to do just like that. Same thing to here. And then I'm going to pop you out just a little bit. Give it a little bit more room for you to articulate when you're using all your keys and whatnot. Make sure that this guy is rounded correctly, which isn't going to work. I think the best way to do this is to pop up this guy. Whoa, careful. We're going to pop up this guy. And it didn't go all the way around. I don't know why it's not going all the way around, but we're just going to do a little bit of this. Like that. Bada boom. We got ourselves a little guy. Let's take this guy and let's scooch him on up. Make sure we get it nice and articulate up here at the top. This thing's got to be real nice and playable. It's looking good to me. My cat wants to come inside. All right, I will let her in. Give me one moment. Hello? Come on. What? What do you want? What do you want? Come hang out with everybody. We're making a mandolin. How do you feel about mandolins? What? How do you feel about mandolins? Come hang out. All right. So we got cat cam going on right now. All right, let's go ahead and make this thing work. So, the last little pieces of the puzzle, I think, now that I had a chance to take a reset and play with my cat, is I want to bring these guys in to give it that sort of look. Yeah, she's fluffy. She's sitting here next to my hand. She's right there. What do you want, Scout? You just chilling? We just hanging out? Yeah. Me and her are real close. She's very sweet to me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and maybe finish this guy off like this. A little bit of G on up. Look at everyone being so sweet. Now I don't know how to do this. You know what? I'm going to keep it like this. This is fine. The head maybe looks a little bit big to me. But I think it's not a bad thing. And if I just say it, this is fantasy, who cares, right? Maybe I don't care. Okay, so we're going to hit apply on the mirror. Brother. Brother, may I have the loops? You give me sniffs? You being sweet? You being a cutie? Yeah. What are you being so sweet for, huh? T has recommended that everybody take a nice drink of water. Please, will everybody take a drink of water to help you? Sir? Oof, headache is no fun. Yeah, get rid of that headache. Say goodbye to your headache. Ma'am? She's trying to talk to you all. What do you want? All right. I'm a cup of tea will be out. Who is the world's sweetest calico cat? Definitely not this one. I'll tell you that. This one is a little bit of a sass master. And she is getting off my desk now. Go be free. Oh, you're just going to sit there? We're going to get a lot done today, I can tell you that. I'm going to go ahead and just work one-handed for just a moment. Make sure that everything looks good. Remove 0 vertices. That's what I expected. You never cease to amaze me when I think I'm tossing you softballs. Oh, yeah. As you know. Ma'am, can you get off my lap? I'm going to go back to working. You want to be here? Okay, she wants up. Whoa! She almost fell. All right, you can be here while I work, but I got to work, okay? So, let's see here. How are we doing this? Why is there a gap here? Why is there a gap here? What is happening? Oh, I see why there's a gap here. There's a wall. So we're going to delete this guy. We're going to delete this guy nice and prompt, and that should fix the gap problem. It's not a gap, it's a fin. You know what? That sounds like mutiny. Fun fact. Okay, I have a weird story about the word mutiny while we're here. I worked at a not super cool place for a while. And I've talked kind of on and off about my experience with that place. But I worked at a not cool place for a little bit. And while I was working there, there was a friend of mine who, so the company had kind of like a weird like a loyalty problem. Like the managers and stuff were super weirded out that nobody liked them because nobody liked them because they weren't nice to us. Um, but because of that, they had this weird like paranoia about people. So they were constantly paranoid that people were talking behind their back and doing stuff and whatever, which it is a job, right? Like you do your work and you go home. That's all there is to it. But they were, I don't know, they were in their heads, right? They were so obsessed with stuff. And there was a girl that I worked with who was talking about pirates. She was just talking about pirates one day. She watched like Pirates of the Caribbean or she played Kingdom Hearts or something. I don't know. But she was talking about pirates one day. And so she said the word mutiny like in conversation. And one of the managers goes, "Hey, what are you talking about?" And she goes, "Oh, mutiny. You know, like mutiny, like when they throw like over a ship or whatever." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And then the managers go back to what they're doing. And in like a week, she got fired. And the charge that she got fired on was subordination. And so I guess they thought that she said the word mutiny in regards to a modern company. And she works like as a driver, right? She's not like, she doesn't have access to keys to the building. She doesn't have access to files. Like, how she would do a mutiny is beyond me. But yeah, they fired her because they thought that she was going to hold a mutiny against the company. How is that legal in any way? I have no clue. It's not my business. She seems to be doing fine now. I follow her on social media. She seems to be doing just fine. But yeah, that's definitely regrettable, to say the least. I don't work for that company anymore. Screw that company. That company sucks. But yeah, so that was my experience with those guys. Pretty terrible people all around. It's just a wild to me when people who are in power are paranoid of people who are not in power. Like, "Oh no, I have so much more than you and you're going to try and take advantage of me." It's like, yeah, that's the human condition. Humans want more. That's what humans do. Because in most states and places without unions, it's legal to fire you for any reason that has other than has a protected status. Yeah, I'm sure there's some legal thing in there somewhere. Don't burn bridges? Oh, you know. Well, one, I'm not saying the name of the company, so I don't have to worry about burning bridges. But two, that company, gone to me. Dead to me, I'll tell you that. Actually, before I do this... Also, hello, Arnov. Arnov, I don't recognize your username, so if you've been in chat before, it's been a hot minute since you've talked, which is fine. That's perfectly okay. But if you have been here before and I forgot you, I apologize. I don't like forgetting people. I'm good at it, but I don't like doing it. All right, let's go ahead and dissolve some edges here. And we'll get going. This works. This works great, actually. The only thing that I think I want to change here is I think it'll be in our best interest. Nope, first time. Well, glad to have you. I'm so glad that most people in Finland belong to unions and that sort of thing doesn't happen. Yeah. It's like I kind of get the argument against unions. Your UI caught my attention. Well, thank you. I got the weird UI going on. I have to do it so that you can see all of my announcements when stream happens. Otherwise, yes, it is kind of an annoying setup. Okay, so how do we want to do this? I get the argument against unions. Like, I get that it makes businesses run slower. I get that it's less productive. But who cares about productivity? Like, who cares at all? Humans are not machines meant to chug out, 1,000 orders per day. Like, that's the point where like unions don't matter anymore. Is like, I don't care about productivity until everybody in the company is already like agreeing that they like working. That's where I think the games industry is kind of in a weird spot, because people in the games industry legitimately like working in the games industry, but it's also kind of regrettable. That's kind of a hard thing to wrap your brain around. Does that look like a good archback? It looks clean. Yeah, that'll be nice and clean for us. Perfect. We'll take that. And then I'm going to come back to the front, make sure everything looks good here. Everything looks all right. I think we're officially done with this. This guy could use some work. Not gonna lie. He could use a little bit of work. We're going to actually bring this in maybe a little bit. Let me try this. We're going to bring that in just a little bit. Let's do 2 of them, actually. Just like that. Nope, that looks pretty bad, doesn't it? That looks pretty bad. Let's pull this guy up. And let's go ahead and just finish this loop right here to see if we can make this a little bit straighter and nicer looking. I mean, it looks like it feels good, but I don't think you would construct a mandolin this way. It does look nice, though. So I'm going to take it, and we're going to do a nice gradual curve on out to here. Like that. It does look like it feels really nice to play. I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm going to stick with this. The fact that it has a little bulge here is strange. That's not normal. You wouldn't do that. Especially because I think it would create a tension point that you could snap the neck in half. But I don't know. It does look nice. It does look like it would feel good to play. Okay, you know what? I'm taking it. We're gonna put this on the back burner for just a moment. So let's make the bridge. The bridge is the part that I feel the most inclined towards, so we're gonna go for it. I'm talking about my past companies all the time now. Absolutely. The thing is, like, you should like to work, right? Humans are inherently meant to be productive. Like cavemen, because everything is based off of cavemen in my mind. Cavemen were very productive. They were always doing something. They're always building something. They're always doing or resting. So it's important. It's important to always like have something going on inside of you, and a job checks that box for a lot of people. I don't believe in a jobless world. I believe in a world where people actually have a job, for sure. I believe in that. But the idea that companies own you and that you are like a product of their sincerity, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, you don't own human beings. Human beings own you. The company is a product of the effort of the people who work for the company. Period. Like, there's no more to it than that. So, yeah, I have no sympathy for companies. What you up to? Huh? A lot of evidence that productivity goes up when people feel safe and secure, and it's hard to do that when you have a massive power imbalance. Absolutely. I'm definitely not going to be the person to change it, obviously. Like, just listen to the way that I'm talking right now. But I have said for years that I think, the moment that you make 1% of the income as the executives of your company, the company stops mattering. Like, yeah, they put too much value on higher-ups, exactly. Like, I've said this exact quote many times, and I'm sure there's people in chat who are sick of hearing me say this, but like, Jeff Bezos does not work 3 trillion times harder than his lowest paid employees. He just doesn't. He doesn't work 1,000 times harder than them. Does he deserve to make a little bit more money because he owns the company and he did it? Yeah, absolutely. He deserves to be a multimillionaire. He deserves to be a billionaire. Sure, I don't care. But he doesn't work thousands and thousands and thousands of times harder than anybody else. And that's ridiculous to me. Stuff like that's crazy. That's where it's like there's no excuse. I believe, you know, if somebody is a millionaire, there's nothing wrong with that. If somebody's a billionaire, I don't know. Maybe it's not my decision. Maybe it's not my decision to make. I don't know. Anyway, hello, Jeff Bezos. When you show up, no toilet breaks in my company? You gotta quit. You gotta quit that company. Jeff Bezos? I believe it's pronounced that way. There's no toilet breaks in your company? What the heck? Where do you work? I'm going to sue the company for you. Oh, I see. Yes. Yes. The unfortunate truth of the world. We're going to make this guy a little bit skinnier because I'm looking at the proportions here and I'm kind of having trouble understanding the proportion. Bezos hates people going to the toilet? Okay, I don't know that to be true. But it doesn't sound out of reason. Man, I would love to never go to the bathroom again. Just putting that out there, I'd love to never go to the bathroom again. That'd be dope. If I could just, like, wish that away, my life would be so much better. You've seen multiple memes about it, so it must be true. I like that. I like that humor. That's funny. That's good. That's very good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to pop this guy up. It's higher than that. That looks about right to me. I'd prefer to never have to shower again. No. No way. No way. Showers are great. Showers are like... Showers are the god of civilization taking pity on us and giving us one luxury in our mundane lives. Showers are like the most beautiful thing that humans have to their name. If it weren't for showers, I would have written like half as much as I've written in my life. Okay, so we have this looking pretty good. I think we have to do this. Give me a second. This is going to look really weird for 1 second, but we're going to make it work, I promise. I'm going to head to bed. Hey, Simo. Good on you for taking better care of your sleeping schedule. I think that's really cool of you. I will see you when I see you. All right, so we got this going. Do you guys work in game dev? I am working my way up to game dev. This project that I'm working on right now is related to the first game that I'm making. So I guess you could say technically I work in game dev, but I make no money from it. So whether that counts or not is up to you, I guess. Okay, let's pop these guys on down. All of this is going to come down. What about you? Do you 3D model, Arnov? I assume you must, given your interest and stuff. You were talking about UI, which is an interesting thing for people in Blender to kind of get fixated on. So I assume you must be a Blender user. You are making money now? Thank you so much. Silken Coat, you are lining my wallet. I'm a 3D artist. Well, that's awesome. Do you have a portfolio that we can look at? Because I like showing people's portfolios off. Just my 2 cents. Wow. Someone's being funny today. Silken Coat, you fit into the culture real fast. You really went for it. Sure. Yeah, if you can send me a portfolio. I'd love to show you off on stream. I love showing people off. We're a little niche community here. We got to take care of each other. ArtStation Uber One. Okay, give me one moment. I'm gonna pull it up on my off monitor real quick just to make sure that you didn't send me anything crazy. Oh, you have. Oh my God, your work is awesome. Yo. Yo, your stuff is amazing. Holy cow. Wow, this is nutty. For the sake of music, I'm not going to play the video, but this stuff is nutty. Wow. What the heck? Simo would have loved to see this. This is crazy. Oh my God, it's all articulated too. That's crazy. Wow. This is really amazing. That is as good as the silken coat table you made. I don't know about that one. I think it's a lot better. Holy cow. The thorns going everywhere. What the heck, dude? This is beyond me. This is beyond me. How long have you been doing this? And what program do you use? Jesus Christ. Holy cow. Holy cow, my man. Do you compress them to a normal map or do you leave them high poly like this? Because if you compress this to a normal map, you're looking at like top level game design stuff. Holy cow. What on earth? Been doing it since 2015, 2016. That's awesome, man. It shows. You are killer good. You are killer good. Wow. Well, now that's more inspiration for me to push myself. We're going for it. Wait, what happened? Why did my thing go back down? Huh, weird. Yeah, it does show. You are really good. Oh, yeah. For me, I want to do, I don't want to do exclusively 3D modeling. I want to do all aspects of game design. So I'm kind of cutting my teeth on it right now. But that is a huge amount of inspiration, not going to lie. That makes me really excited. Yeah, you do really amazing work. That's insane. The stuff that you were doing there is wild. Let's clamp that overlap. Make sure that this guy goes like that. And then we're going to go ahead and pop these guys out. No? No, no worries at all. We have a love of 3D art here. So what program do you use? What are you using? You look, if I'm guessing, you look like a ZBrush person, but your wireframe made it look like Blender. So if you're doing that in Blender, yo, you're crazy. I'm going to put on a subdivision and we're going to get going to town this guy. All right, let's get this guy out here. I like your World of Warcraft looking textures on that table too. The World of Warcraft like textures thing is surprisingly difficult to emulate. You know, World of Warcraft, you can say whatever you like about World of Warcraft, and I have a lot to say about World of Warcraft, but that like texture set that they use is very smart. They like invented the mid-poly texture workflow. Like Nintendo started it, and then Blizzard took it to the next level. I do most of my modeling in Blender, ZBrush for sculpting only. Okay, yeah. You definitely look like you have a bit of ZBrush in you. Hand-painted kind of textures? Yeah, it's really hard to pull that off. Yeah, for sure. I'm assuming you have read the design doc on League of Legends, because it looks like you have emulated that style exactly. The mid-poly design set for League of Legends is a really good read. It's an amazing read if you haven't done it. The company that did League of Legends and did a bunch of World of Warcraft the art director for that is like an absolute genius. Just a master of like design. Every time he writes stuff, I jump on it. Okay, so we want this to be nice and hard. You want a really hard looking brace here. Oops, my bad, I messed up. And then now begins the hard part. Ugh, we have some clipping. I don't love that clipping. You know what? I'm going to take this. I'll check it out. I love stylized stuff. I'll post it on my Discord. Oh, you're not on the Discord. Never mind. Where will I send it? I don't know. We'll figure that out in a little bit. Just remind me at the end of stream and I'll figure out. Maybe I'll do it right after stream ends. I'll do a little shout out to it. Because it's a good read. It's a really nice read. All right, so moving forward. No worries at all. All right, so I think I'm going to fix this by doing this now that I'm looking at it. You know what? I see it. I see how we're going to do this. We got it. We're back. We're back. Took just a second, but we're back. I knew you looked like you were a well-read man. Of course. You... Okay, so we live in the YouTube age, right? And a lot of people don't really understand what it was like before we had access to YouTube and stuff like this, which is fine. If you're in a younger generation, that's cool. I'm happy for you. Oh, thank you for the follow. We grew up in the YouTube age. So, like, it's... The way that you learn information is very specific. You look up tutorials of somebody else who has done the work for you, and you can follow their information, and it's way easier. Gotta go eat something, keep up the hard work. Hey, see you, man. So, it's super nice and convenient to be able to just reference information that everybody else has already, like, had access to. But you can't learn anything that hasn't been turned into a YouTube video if you do that. And that's fine, but there's a lot of information out there that people haven't converted. And so for me, it started off as a method of thinking like, do I want to get into YouTube? So I started doing research on topics that people weren't covering on YouTube. And it turns out there's a lot of topics people don't cover on YouTube. And then the second part of it is like, there's just a bunch of information out there that hasn't been converted into a YouTube video. And to think of that as not being accessible to people is very weird to me. So if you just sit and do your research, you'll find all sorts of stuff. All sorts of weird stuff that people have already done for you. It's just not turned into a YouTube video, so it's not like widely accessible. And looking up stuff like that, I think gives you a huge advantage in the world. I think the older you get, because as a younger person, I didn't really get stuff like that. But the older I get, the more I'm like, that's invaluable. Like, that's the thing that matters. That's like what makes you, like, able to stand on 2 feet. Okay, I have to do something a little regrettable here. I'm glad Simo's not watching. We're all glad Simo's not watching. Let's do this real quick. We're going to do that right there. And we're going for it. I've used a lot of creasing on this thing, but it is kind of a weird artificial shape, so color me not that upset about it. Shade smooth. We're going to use some auto normaling to make sure that everything looks all right. Yeah, it looks about perfect. That looks just about perfect to me. Excellent. I can live with this. This is actually really good geo too. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Next up, we want to take and round out these guys. You are just being a little sweetheart. When have you ever hung out with me for this long? She's just loving on me. My cat never hangs out like this. She's just being so cute. All right, so we have this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take you, and I'm going to take you, and we're going to pull these guys together. Nope, we're going to keep it just like that. It's going to be fine just like that. You know what? That's the way it's got to be. And now we want to make these little bits. So we have 4 strings. The 4 strings go back and forward. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to grab you. Let's do 2 of them because we need them to be equal at all times. 2. 2 goes to here. Just like that. Also, there's a cut right in the middle here. This is going to be very crucial to our style right now. Cut that right there. We're going to actually lower that a little bit. Okay, now I measure really carefully. So bear with me. We're going to do this. We're going to go like this. I'm eyeballing it, but I'm being very careful with how I'm doing this. Bada boom, and then we do 2. And we go like this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there, that's perfect. No on stream math today? Give me a math problem. Give me a math problem, I'll solve it right now. If you give me, like, logs and stuff, I'll be a little upset with you, but I'll try. I'll give it a good old-fashioned try. Okay, so now I think we've done it good enough. What I want to do is close these. I just want to pay hard attention to what I'm doing right now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We can do this. We can do this. This ain't my first rodeo. I have been 3D modeling for 9 months for nothing. Look at this. Oh, we've done it. So already I can just say that this is done and I'm done it. Like, this can just be done. I can just say done right there. I was more talking about the eyeballing instead of trying to math out the ratios. Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about me getting my paper out, which I still have right here. My math from Friday. Which was wrong, by the way. I went back and checked it. It was wrong. There was an easier way to do it. But, you know, you live and you learn. There we go. That's exactly what it looks like, right? Flat piece, forward piece. No. Sorry, we've messed up. You come forward. You are forward. Oh, check that out. That looks kind of crazy. It looks like that and that. And then this guy comes back like that. And he stays consistent with you. And then you go forward one more time and back one more time. Just like this. Just like that. That's exactly what it looks like. But they have hard cuts on their edges. So we're going to grab these edges and put hard cuts on them. And then I'll bevel them later. I believe that is good enough for my purposes. So we'll go ahead and get that looking real nice and fine and say, does that look okay? It looks a little too much for me. Let's do like a 0.5. Oh, golden. Look how good that looks. Wow. All right, you want down? You want out? Come say hi. Come say bye to everybody. I think she's had enough. It's only been an hour. Wow, I can't believe it's only been an hour. I feel like we've been wasting all of our time. All right, you're free. You can leave. Oh, yeah. Good night. All right, so we are back. I think you use the word bevel more than anyone else I know. How many 3D modelers do you watch? Because that'll determine whether you hear the word bevel or not. That is the key word here. Okay, so let's look at this. Control click, shift control click, put a big old crease on there. That ain't half bad looking. That is not half bad looking. Now, I think the last thing I want to do... Oh, man, by the way, this soundtrack, this is Crush. It is an old game for, I want to say, the PS2. I could be wrong about that. I kind of remember playing it on my phone, though, if I'm being honest. But this game, Crush, is the wildest, weirdest game. Super low budget, but super nice. What a cool game. It reminds me a lot of Psychonauts, to be fair. I only watch the ones that make me think I want to try this myself, so just one. Okay, well, I don't know if that's high accolade or not, but I do appreciate it, and that is funny. Sometimes I watch other 3D modelers and I say, I can't believe I'm doing this either. Dare I try and do this? What is this going to look like? Nope, we want them rounded. Okay, perfect. Nice, mushy, round guys. That looks just about perfect to me, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm going to say that looks really good. That's a bridge. Done. Ready to go. So let's get in here and throw a little bit of a inlay on here. Are you just being so cute? Why are you being so cute? What's up? She's being so sweet right now. She's such like a mischievous devil, and she's decided she wants to be nice today. All right. We're going to go ahead and push this guy in like that. We're going to take you and do the exact same thing. Repeat. She wants food. She really does want food. Like, you hit the nail on the head. Her mom has decided that she only gets fed once a day now, which is a debatable decision, I would argue. But she gets real hungry as a result. So I sneak her food sometimes. Don't tell anybody, but I sneak her food when nobody's home. Because I think the one-a-day thing might be a little not cool for cats. But it's not my decision to make, so it is what it is. But, and she's doing fine. Like, she's a big old fat cat. So there's no big worry there. But I do sneak her food when I can. Because I'm a bad person. Here we go. Let's do this one. I'm dying. Here's your stream sneeze. It was an especially violent one today. Saf, thank you so much. I mean, I read that was how they were supposed to eat, was 1 or 2 meals a day. I'm sure that's true. They're just little sad babies, so I always try to feed them when I can. You know, I'm the kind of person where it's like if we've taken animals into our houses, like they're already not natural. Like animals are so far gone from their natural biology that I'm like, I just don't care. This is not how animals were supposed to live. They're not supposed to be in our house. Now, I'm looking at this and I'm kind of like, does this even matter? I'm starting to think we can dissolve that edge. You know what? I'm going to dissolve this edge. Goodbye. Did we bridge these guys? Let's bridge these guys real quick. Sorry, I got distracted. Now they're bridged. My cat gets food whenever they want. Yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like, who cares? It's a cat, right? It's like a little being that lives in your house. It's not that serious. Like, if it were that serious, you'd have like a sanctuary, right? And you'd have like cats like running free. I don't know. I have a lot of opinions about domestication. Maybe this isn't the platform for it, but I think it's weird that humans like adopt animals. I think that's a really strange thing that we do. So I just have a lot of opinions about it. I think it's odd that we as a species have agreed that like keeping pets is okay. I don't really get that. Like the fact that we have cats and dogs is fine because at this point cats and dogs can't take care of themselves. But any more than that, especially like, you know, rodents, birds, stuff like that, I feel pretty weird about. I'm not going to stop anybody from doing anything. You know, I'm not going to go like raid the pet store or like throw a fit or anything like that. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that we have animals. I don't really get it. There we go. Humans are not the only species that keeps quote unquote pets. I mean, that's a good point. That's not a bad point. I just think it's weird. Can you tell me animals that keep pets? Because I'm now like really intrigued by that. What animals keep pets? There we go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful little circle going on right here. Now the question remains, how are we going to fix this? We'll do that, and then we'll wait on that, and then we'll do this. Perfect. Okay. I'm trying to think of animals that keep pets, and all I can picture in my head is a monkey holding a leash with a centipede coming off of it. That's the only thing I can picture, and that obviously that makes no sense. But like that's where my brain is obsessed right now. I'm obsessed with the idea of a monkey keeping a centipede as a pet. And I kind of love that image. I feel like there are two reasons. One is companionship. The animal have been tools for us for thousands of years, and we get attached to the tools even though they aren't alive. I know that gorillas do. I remember reading about Coco's kitten. Yeah, but that's human intervention. Like, a gorilla would not have a cat naturally. One, because the cat wouldn't have, like, been bred to be domestic. And two, I don't think, like, the natural criteria for that would have existed. You know? Monkeys and certain kinds of spiders are the top two off of my head. I think it's also important to keep in mind the idea of, like, codependence. Like, if you're doing it for survival, it is what it is, right? But, like, we're not really doing it for survival. Again, I'm not trying to stop anybody from having a pet. If you want to have a pet, I'm not taking away. I have two cats. We're all on the same page. I just think it's weird. I just think it's a really weird thing that people do. Like, by people, I mean the human race in general. Not just like a single person. Like, the fact that we all have pets is socially normal. And that's what's weird to me. But the fact that you have a pet is not what's weird because you're being a quote-unquote normal person by having a pet. But the fact that it's normal is the weird part to me. So the other reason we get far removed from nature. So it's a way to bring the natural world into our houses. I get that. The fish tank is maybe my least favorite example. Fish are definitely the worst pet. Sorry to everybody who has fish. I hate to be the person to, like, you know, call you out, but man, please don't have fish. If you have fish, love fish for the rest of their life and give them a great life and all that. Stop having fish. There's no reason for us to have fish. That doesn't solve anything. Go dig a pond in your backyard, throw breadcrumbs out, and have them, like, you know, purify some water for you or something. And then at least they have, like, a function. Don't have fish. There's no reason for us to have fish. I hate to call everybody out who has fish. I know I've just alienated, like, some percentage of my audience, but this is just my opinion. There we go. I think that looks good. I think we've done it, folks. We started off having pets for survival. Yeah, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm cool with that. And having dogs and cats, I think in the modern world, is fine. Because dogs and cats are not going to return back to nature. A-okay. A-okay with me. It's the weirder stuff, like a hamster. You don't have a hamster for survival. You don't have a bird for survival. Unless you have a falcon, you don't have a bird for survival. Okay, next up, we want to make ourselves the little bracket that this guy fits on. So let me grab this and turn it sideways, and we'll get going. So I've revealed my great opinions of domesticating animals. So it's only a matter of time until all my other opinions come out. We're going to make this mandolin kind of big, and then we're going to take this bridge and push it forward onto here. And we want to make sure that we get it right at the correct point. Judging by the number of rodents that my cat has caught, I'm pretty sure my cat would be fine in the wild. That's probably true. That's probably true for me as well. That actually looks pretty good. I'm going to go maybe a little bit smaller, but that looks pretty good. Yeah, we're going to say that's it. Plug you in. Make sure you're situated nice on there. And we'll go ahead and make the little springs that this guy works on. He's looking pretty good. I think I might have overestimated how much I could do a mandolin in time, so we're going to go speed things up a little bit. I'm getting a little bit lost in what we're talking about, which is good. I enjoy it, but I need to pay attention. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to shade smooth. We're going to use auto. Now I need to make this. So, looking at this just objectively, it looks really easy. We need to use double flat edges. If you are enjoying me talking about why we shouldn't domesticate animals, feel free to join the Discord. Dogs have pretty much have changed pretty drastically from a genetic level. Wild and not wild cats are pretty close to identical biology. That is not to say that there aren't some that have just been taught to survive so that they wouldn't be okay in the wild. Yeah, like the flat-faced cats. They're not going back in the wild. Like the ones that can't breathe through their nose. And like that, to me, that's like the biggest thing, worst thing that humans have done, is making like animals that can't exist without like medication. That stuff, drives me wild. But yeah, for the most part, I think cats are cool. Dogs are definitely the more temperamental ones. Okay, that is basically what we're looking at here. So we're going to speed things up. Bring you back to 0. Take you on up to here and poach you on down. I don't know what that word I just said was, but we're not going to think too much about it. What we're going to do is get this guy into here and make him nice and small. Saf has recommended that everybody take a nice hydrate. Saf, you are a lifesaver. Thank you. Also, my cat wants out of my room, so I'll be right back. All right, here we go. You're free. Get on out there. Favorite domestic plant? Wow, I like plants a lot. My roommate has a huge thing for Monstera, and so we have Monstera in the house. And they're lovely. I mean, they're very cool. We have quite a few of them. Let me center this real quick. If not for Monstera, and I don't think Monstera is my plant, so I'm not going to say Monstera. I don't think I'm a Monstera guy. I should have done this to begin with, actually, now that I'm thinking about this. What else is there? Favorite domestic plant? I really like Draconia. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be like the most basic kid you've ever heard of. I'm going to say bamboo. I actually really like bamboo. I know it's boring. I know that's like the weeb opinion and all of that, but like bamboo is nice. It has a really high like efficiency rating for producing oxygen. Bamboo is really nice for like purifying the air in your house. So if your goal is to have nice, fresh breathing air in your house, go get some bamboo. I'll tell you straight up, bamboo is great for it. Bamboo is really good for cleaning the air in your house. There we go. That is just about a perfect looking screw to me. It sticks out just enough. It looks good. Cool. We're going to add a little bit of a bevel to it. Is bamboo easy to take care of? I've never killed bamboo in my life. So I'd say it's probably pretty easy to take care of. As long as you don't plant it in your yard because it will take over everything. Yeah, but it's pretty slow. It'll take over everything if you don't pay attention. But it's not like the fastest thing in the world. I wouldn't be too concerned with bamboo. If I planted some bamboo in my yard, she'll be fine. She'll be just fine. Okay, so that is our nice rounded little guy. I want to keep plants so bad, but I do not have a green thumb. Okay, let me show you the best plant in the world. I call it Draconia, but I'm pretty sure that's not the name. Draconia plant. Okay, what is this thing called? Oh, there it is. Draconea. These guys, you can't kill these things. And they make a lot of oxygen. These guys make a ton of oxygen, and you can't kill them. You literally cannot kill them. If you want a plant that is pretty good, the easiest plant to take care of in the world is a succulent. Succulents you can't kill. Okay, well, cactus and a succulent aren't the same thing, so let's just put that out there. But you can't kill succulents. If you want an even easier thing... Oh, hey, Windows. If you want an even easier thing, get an air plant. These guys, literally, you don't water them. You don't even water them. Monkey grass is pretty easy to take care of, too, unless you have cats. Monkey grass. I don't love monkey grass. It's kind of boring. If you want a flowering plant that's pretty easy to take care of, gardenia is pretty good. I think gardenia is poisonous to cats. Don't use gardenia. Never mind. I lied. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Blender. I'm back. Let's look at this. Make sure that everything looks good. We have a little T section on the top of this guy. So what I'm going to want to do here is go into edit mode. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Draconia is, or not Draconia, I'm pretty sure Gardenia is toxic to cats. So let's not do that. There we go, and we'll go ahead and just extrude that down just a little bit. Automod wanted to keep you from saying the word idiot. Monkey grass is basic, but indoor plants that are idiot cats won't kill themselves eating it are hard to find. Yeah, it can be a little bit of a challenge. I'm pretty sure Draconia is good for cats. I'm pretty sure bamboo is good for cats. So I think you can not stress about that. To be fair, catnip is also pretty easy to take care of. Just gonna put that out there. Catnip's not a bad choice. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gross? What's happening? Grab you. Why are you getting weird? He's mad. He is mad. He doesn't like the bevel. The bevel is messing with him. So let's get rid of that bevel. We'll get rid of that bevel right there, and I'm going to pop on my own custom bevel right here. Oh, actually, hold on. No, go back. Go back, go back, go back, 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 back. Okay, we have the bevel on here. Now it works all of a sudden? There we go. That was weird. That was strange that that was happening. Now we'll just scale it. Nope, that's not going to work. Why are you being such a fussy little nightmare? What is happening? Why are you being just the worst? Merge at center, and let's merge these guys at center. And then we'll come back and we'll say, does that look okay? It looks so bad. What's happening? Why is it doing this? We'll do that, and then we'll pop these guys in. You know what? I actually don't hate the way that that looks. I can live with that. I can live with this. This is perfectly fine for me. We're going to live with this one. That's going to be the way it looks. It looks kind of cute. I don't love it, but it does look kind of cute. Nope. We got to stick with the angle that we had, and we're good. We're moving on. That's it. That's just what you look like. Sorry. Next up, let's go ahead and give this guy a mirror modifier, and the mirror mod is going to go across from this, which is called the bridge. I haven't named anything yet. Why haven't I named anything? I don't know. But you're going to mirror across the bridge. So now we have two of you. Oh, it looks great. Cool. And then we'll get to modeling that thing in just a little bit. So we have about an hour left, and I've done a little bit, but there's more that needs to be done here. So what do we want to do now? I think let's make the tuning pegs. So let's make a tuning peg for this guy. We'll go ahead and grab you and hide you. We'll grab you, bring you on over here, make you giant. Bring you down so we only see the tuning peg, and we're going to make this. Okay, so tuning pegs look really weird. Let me actually go ahead and full screen real quick, and I'm going to look up a tuning peg for us. Tuning peg. Here's what we're up to. That's usually what they look like, but I can use the individual ones, I think. Will you do something like this? Or even something like this would look good? Oh, that would look really good, actually. I mean, we have to do this, right? There's no other choice. That's exactly what we have to do. We have to make these beautiful, beautiful looking tuning pegs. All right, here it is. This is what we're doing. Color me a little out of my depth on this. Except I can't save the picture. Why can't I save the picture? It's a tiny picture, isn't it? If nothing else, we'll get a part 2 on Wednesday. Well, I already have Wednesday planned. Is the only reason I don't want to do that. Okay, what are these called? These are called Waverly Planetary Tuning Pegs. Waverly Planetary... There we go. We haven't seen CQDK in a while. CQDK is just doing their own thing. They pop in and out every now and again. I saw them playing Minecraft a little bit earlier today. Today, they're just hanging out. Those are old school tuning pegs. Okay, so we're going to use these guys. And I can officially take you and get you the heck on out of here. I don't want to look at you anymore. We definitely don't have enough time to do F pegs today. So, or not F pegs, F holes. So we're going to stick with what we got. Okay, so this guy is going to be a pain in the butt because I got to measure it correctly. So bear with me while we just kind of suffer for a little bit. I think I can do this quick, though. I actually think I can do this really quick. Check this out. We'll go like that. And we'll go ahead and push this guy on over, and we'll say, how do we go? So, we want the tuning peg up and out. I'm going to ignore this piece right here. That piece doesn't matter to me. Actually, it does serve a good purpose. Never mind. It does matter. We're going to do it. So, let's get you real small. Real small like that. And we go into edit mode, and we pop ourselves up, and we start looking and going. Every time I hear this song, I just think about that guy who jumped in our chat one time and asked me to do a randomizer on Yoku's Island Express. And they told me that if I completed the randomizer, they were going to gift me a sub to their channel. And then they just disappeared. I think about it all the time. I think they just got like preoccupied. I think they had good intentions, but it's very funny. Because they like disappeared on the very last stream. Like I streamed for like 4 or 5 times on Yoku's Island Express. And they were there the whole time until the very end. And then they jumped ship. And it's nothing but hilarious to me. I hope they're doing well. All right, so we're going to say that looks probably about right. Maybe a little bit deeper down. Right about there. What we should do is we should go one at a time on the depth, because if we do multiple depths, we're going to have clipping, and I don't want to clip anything, so we're just going to do this. Make a little holder so that the strings don't get stuck. That's the whole reason of this. We'll pop this guy on down just a little bit. We're going to bevel all of this. And then the shaft continues down. I'm actually just going to keep it straight all the way down. Okay, so we got to be really careful how we do this. We actually have to be super, super careful with how we do this. So, let's grab you and dissolve this edge. Bring you down. There we go. We'll go ahead and extrude you out to give it that nice little part that sits there. Oh, this is it. This looks good. Okay, we can handle this. So I'm going to do the rest after we place it. So let's grab him. Take him to our 0. That should look just about right, I'm thinking. Right about there. This is going to be a very tight fit. We're going to be very careful with this one. Okay, and now we want to scale it to the correct size. It actually looks kind of perfect. It needs to be longer. But otherwise, it looks kind of perfect. So let's make sure that our rotations look good. Just like that. And then we're going to pop this guy out. Does that look right? Something looks wrong. I think it's not flush. Right there. Okay, that looks good enough for me. And now we need to switch this to local. Not bad, not bad. We're gonna go see-through. And now we just want to do some local manipulation of this guy. So we're gonna go boom, boom, boom. Look at it and bring you guys down and see if this looks correct. The whole thing needs to be rotated once more. Oh, she's perfect. Oh, she's perfect. That's it, right there. We've done it. We've done it. So now we just take it and we scooch it up just a hair. And I come in and I just do this last little bit. It's a rotation on the x-axis, so we'll do an RX. And we go move it on up to here. Oh, look at that. You know what? I'm okay with just bringing it in a little bit. It's okay if it intersects just a little bit. Beautiful. We've done it. We've done one. So now I'm going to use an array to make the rest of them. So I can just go ahead and work on them. So let's go ahead and remove these two. Let's pop this guy on over to here and let's get to work. How much time do we have? It's only been 4 minutes. What? There's no way it's only been 4 minutes. Am I Spider-Man right now? Am I working in like slow motion? How's it only been 4 minutes? There's no way it's only been 4 minutes. What? That's crazy. No way. I must have read the time wrong. There's no way. Okay, so we're going to make a nice, fancy-looking guy. We're going to pop this guy down just a little bit. Pop him out. Scale. You did it in one song? What? Am I Spider-Man? How did I do that? What, did time stop working for me? Did I just like go into the hyperbolic time chamber? What happened? That doesn't really make any sense to me. My brain cannot process that. But sure. If I'm good, I'm good. I'll take it. I don't care. Okay, here we go. So moment of truth, right? We're going to pop this guy out. We're going to pop him out again. We're going to grab you, and we're going to GG you on to here. And now we can just take you and pop you out like that. And we have a tuning peg. That ain't half bad. That's a tuning peg right there. That is not half bad looking. The only detail that I think I might want to add... Actually, no, it looks perfect. It looks so good. It looks really good. Yeah, okay, perfect. So last but not least, I will take this guy, scale him way down, and pop him out. And that's going to be our little metal piece on the end, the little nub right there. Actually, we should probably make that a little bit bigger. Just like that. Okay, perfect. That is our guy. So now I have to finish the actual tuning part of this guy, which is going to be a pain in the butt, but then we're done. And that was a pretty fast tuner, if I have to say so myself. I can't believe we did that in 4 minutes. We just speed sketched a tuning peg. How? How have we done this? Scale. Color me a little bit worried about how to do this one. You know what probably would look a little bit better? Why don't we just do it like this? I have a much easier way to do it. Just do 2. 2. We're going to make sure that they are closer to one another. And then we can just grab all the way through. So let's dissolve that as a face. Let's dissolve this guy as a face. Hey, Silken Coat, I have a question for you. I've never asked, and I meant to ask right away. It's normally the first thing I ever ask anybody when they jump into chat, and I never asked you. I apologize for that. But I have a thought. Do you do art? Are you an artist? What do you do? What's your thing? There we go. That's looking pretty good to me. Pop ourselves on a subsurface, and we're going to grip our laurels very tightly. We're going to make sure that nothing weird or crazy happens to us while we're here. So, here's what we're up to. Put you on, put you on. Nope. Put you on, put you on. Get out of here. Put you on. That one needs to be pretty tight. I'm an engineer, lots of spreadsheet magic. I do love me a spreadsheet. I'll put that out there. I use a lot of spreadsheets myself. Well, that's awesome. Good on you. Do you enjoy it? Is it fun for you? That looks just about perfect. We have a missing thing in here. Why is this like that? Oh, it's this guy. This guy right here needs to be... There we go. I enjoy figuring out figuring out things part of my job. Okay, so you don't like the tedium. I don't like tedium in my job either. And my job is a lot of tedium. By job, I'm referring to 3D modeling right now. And there is a lot of tedium to it. Is it this? This guy right here could be dropped down, I think. Ooh, baby, that's it. That's a tuning peg. Done. The part where the people above me say that that can't possibly be right, followed months later by why didn't you tell me? Yeah, I mean, that's just the way of the world right now for some reason. I don't know why we've tricked ourselves into not trusting people, but everybody thinks they're holier than thou lately. That's the big rhythm of the universe for the time being. You know what? I'm going to remove this guy, but otherwise, I think we're looking golden. I think we're looking pretty gold here. And the hole needs some work. Okay, so the hole is there. I enjoy building things and making things when I have time. Like what? What's the last thing you worked on? What should we expect from you? Okay, let's fix this hole. This hole needs to see a better life. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of this. We're gonna grab you and we're gonna extrude up. And now we'll do just you two and we'll repeat. Not what I wanted. How does that look? I'll send you a picture in Discord in a bit. Last thing was a custom cedar planter box. That sounds pretty nice. Okay, so someone's got a little bit of a green thumb like we were talking earlier. I jam with that. I jam with a green thumb. I love a green thumb. Gardening is one of like the truest forms of expression, I think, in the modern world. It's about 3.5 by 2.5 feet, 6 inches deep. Our cats are spoiled. We made a grass patch for them. That's cute, though. That's really cute. Good on you. Honestly, that's like the coolest thing I've ever heard. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's actually so dope. Your cats are very lucky. Tell you what I want to do. I want to take all of these. Just like that. And we're going to dissolve these faces. My wife comes up with the ideas. Sounds about right. It's about what you would expect in a situation like that. Are you pleased about her coming up with the ideas, or do you wish that you had a chance for more creativity? You strike me as somebody who has like a secret little bit of creativity inside of you. Okay, why is this so bad looking? What have we done? There we go. There we go. We've done it. We just had to fix our auto normals, and now we're looking at what I would say is a pretty good looking tuning peg. This is a tuning peg that I would use. Now I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it, because there is something weird about it. It's that right there. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. We're going to grab both of these guys. We're going to bring them close together, and we're going to say that we've done it. Now I can just widen this guy up just a little bit, and then we're looking golden. There is creative enough for me in just figuring out the details. It's much nicer when someone gets me started with a broad idea. So you're a finisher. You're somebody who likes to finish a project. Because I am the opposite of that. I am somebody that likes to start projects and then kind of go like, I'm bored of this. I've always been the starter. There we go. Done. Tuning pig. It's over. Look at him. He looks literally perfect. He looks so good. 10 out of 10. Would attach this to my guitar. I do want to rotate it a little bit, but I'm kind of scared that I'm going to screw it up. Not bad. Not bad. That's it. Done. Whew. Okay. We're here. We're back. We've done it. Now I got to do the real hard job of putting an array on this thing. And I don't want to do that. But I'm going to. I'm going to put an array on this thing. So let's do it. We need to do an array. It needs to be 0 by -2. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Wait, is this going to be easy? Hold on, is this easy? It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. Oh, it's going to be easy. Yep. It's easy. Oh, we're so lucky. Oh, we're so lucky. Oh, we're so lucky. This is it. Problem solved. Now we just got to get the distances correct. I like the middle and finishing. I am a pretty chill dude, and I don't do nearly as well with seeing that there is a problem. That's probably not a bad problem to have. I'm looking at this like way too much, and I'm starting to think that it looks really weird. I think I've been looking at this for too long. I'm going to say that looks all right. My brain is kind of starting to play tricks on me. I'm starting to get a little weirded out by everything. You know, I've only been looking at this for all of my life at this point. That actually looks pretty good. I could say I don't hate it. And they all fit correctly. I think I have just been staring at this thing for a little bit too long. Let's make the truss rod. The truss rod's going to be a big part of this. So we're going to let's make the nut in the truss rod. And then we're going to add a fretboard, and then we're good to go. So actually, I'm going to start with the fretboard first. Let's make a fretboard, because a fretboard is a really easy thing to do, I think. So let's do a fretboard. I'm going to do my best not to stare at this too much and freak myself out. I don't normally suffer from the problem of looking at things too much and freaking myself out, but for some reason, this one is doing it to me. I'm going to go like that. Want to make sure that you get the distances just about perfect. There is some overlap because there is human error to this kind of thing, but it's pretty small most of the time. We'll say that looks probably about perfect, and we'll go ahead and throw the nut on there. Okay, let's take this guy up, push him in. The nut goes right there, so that's about a perfect distance. If I take you and we GG our guy on up just a little bit, we can make sure that we don't hit that point. There we go. And now we're back to you. And how far down do we want this little hole to go? That actually looks good. Okay. Now, just to be super fancy about it, people like to do... something's weird here. Oh, I see. We need to add a little bit of a curve here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to let it go flush to the board. That's fine. We don't need this little raised bit. This raised bit is kind of a modern thing. That would be more expensive to make it like that, so we can have it flush. That's okay. But what I really want to do is get that fancy looking guy here. So here's what I'm up to. We're going to grab you. There's always this shape. This shape is really clear to me. That's a common shape for a fingerboard. We're going to have to apply our scale, and then we can go for it. So we'll grab all 3 of these guys and we'll bevel all of them at the exact same time and make sure that we clamp overlap. And we should be looking pretty solid. Yeah, baby. That is it. It looks a little bit like a toy, which I'm realizing I made a problem. I think I realize what's so wrong about it. But how am I going to fix this? Okay, I'm going to fix this right now. We're going to fix this right now. We're going to grab this guy. We're going to pull him down. So that he looks like he's actually playable by an adult human being. And then we can grab each of these and pull these guys down to center. And now we can grab the fretboard, and we just need to grab you and pull you down to where the stock would be. Right about there, I would argue. Does that look better? Make him a little bit bigger. Oh no, I feel like I've kind of screwed this guy up a little bit, but we'll just go ahead and try this. Humma. Color me a little dissatisfied with what we've done here all of a sudden. Like that. Okay, I believe that is a decent fix. That looks like a playable instrument to me. This looks like something an adult could actually use. So I'm game. I'm once again game on this guy. So now we just need to punch a little hole in this guy and get the fingerboard looking good, and then we're actually done. Now, I do need to string it, and I don't really want to string it, but I do need to string it. Oh, and I need to make the tail. Oh, God. Oh, God. There's a lot to do, actually. There's still a lot to do. Never mind. Me saying that I was almost done, that's not true. Okay, we got 30 minutes. Let's go fast. Speed. Speed's the name of the game. First sketch of the week always goes a little slow, you know? That's just the way of things. So we got ourselves looking at something like this. Something like that. Punch you down. Make sure that it gets into here and punch it up just a little bit. We'll do like that. It doesn't sit perfect, which is a little awkward for me, but I'm not sure how to make it look straight. I'm not even sure how a Luther would do that. So if I take this and I throw on a subdivision, check this out. We're going to put on a subdivision surface of 2. I'm going to grab just the back of this guy, get him looking flat, and then grab these guys and get them going all the way to the side. How does this look? I'm a Cup of Tea has recommended that everybody take a drink of water and a reach for the sky, and I believe that means that they are back. Called out. Just a nice little stretch. Oh, God. Oh, that feels great. Hey, guys, make sure you're good to your back. Always be good to your back. Your backs deserve it. The back is a precious thing, and you got to take care of it. Okay, so check this out. We got this guy, and he looks good, except he needs to have a flatter surface here which we're going to push out to the sides like that. And then we're going to grab the whole thing. We're going to scooch him out just a little bit, like that. You got to have your back. Yeah. If you don't have your back, who does? We're going to look through this guy real quick and make sure that we go like this. Okay, actually, you know what? Screw that. We're going to do this. Boom, boom. No, sir, please. Has there already been a speed sketch today? There has not been a speed sketch today. Does that mean you want to suggest one? You are more than welcome to. Let's get rid of that little bit right there. And say that that looks like a decent little nut. I kind of want to decrease this little guy right here. I don't think this is possible, though. You know what? I'm okay with it looking like this. I think I don't care. I'm starting to get to the point where I don't care about things, which is not good. So I probably need to buck up a little bit. We're going to do SX so I can not have to hold my mouse and I can be really careful with it. Part-Time UFO. Anybody who hasn't experienced Part-Time UFO, it is a lovely game, well worth everybody's time. The old Vinny of Vinesauce played it once, and I watched his playthrough, and it's just such a lovely game. It is a beautiful, beautiful little Nintendo game. I think it's made by the Kirby team, but I'm not 100% sure of that. But it's just a lovely, beautiful little game about a little UFO who takes part-time work moving objects for people. That's all there is to it. And it's just a cutesy, cutesy little game. Man, I want this little, like, piece here, but I can't get it to work. Let's GG this guy on down. Let's put a crease on here, and let's remove the crease on this one. And see what that does for us. Does that give us more of that shape? It kind of does, and it does make this part a little bit better. So we'll grab that. And now I can take you, and we can squash this guy down just a little bit. Floating music notes like they are coming out of the instrument. That seems super apt. I like that recommendation a lot. That will do. If it's too silly, that's okay. No, it's perfect. I like it a lot. I think it looks good. So we're going to go for it. There we go. You know, I think the world is kind of tainted. Tainted is definitely not the correct word for this because I'm maybe drawing like way too much hyperbole on this, but I can't think of Fall Guys, especially this song. I can't think of this song without thinking about that VTuber. I want to say it's the Dog Girl, but I could be wrong. I can't think, like, I can only think of the Dog Girl singing this song. That's all I can think about when I hear this song now. We have been ruined as a society. Chaos, if you're here, VTubers have completely ruined our society, and I blame you. That's a joke. I don't blame Chaos. Chaos is a wonderful human being, and nobody should ever blame Chaos for anything. But it made sense for what I was saying. Okay, so it's 4:01. I'm actually going to go ahead and do the music notes right now. So let's do that real quick. So we got 10 minutes to make music notes, and I will start doing material editing as well. Chow's is a precious being who must be protected at all costs. Oh, Chaos. Chaos is a precious being who must be protected at all costs. Chaos can handle themselves. Chaos is doing great. Chaos is a lovely human being who's got it all figured out. And we could all learn something from Chaos. All right, so I think what I want to do is make myself one of these bad boys. I think we want to do this. We want to take this whole thing, move it by 45 degrees. And then I think we want to take this, and we want to do some proportional stuff. Like that. And then we can extrude along normals. Right? That's already... I'm sorry, what are you? Get out of here. You weren't invited. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to grab you and maybe add a bevel onto here. Bevel is going to be reduced down to like a 5. Grab the whole thing. Merge by distance to get those 3. No, merge by distance. And up that amount. So it's 29. 29 is perfect. That's not a bad looking music note, right? And then we're going to go ahead and think about other stuff. Oh, I just had a really good idea for what I want to 3D model next week, which is wild because I normally don't think that far in advance, but I have a really good idea of what I want to be doing. Okay, so here's the idea. I'm going to grab you. We're going to do proportion, right? Actually, let's do it just straight from this guy. So we're going to look at you dead on. We're going to pull you out. Go back. Do it again. That's not a bad looking little music note, I would argue. It looks a little weird, but it doesn't look bad. And now I want to take it, and I want to maybe make it a little bit more plump. So we're going to do this. No, you know what? I like it just the way it is. Looks perfect just the way it is. Now, how do we want to finalize this guy? Well, let's start by going up here. We're going to pop on up to here. Do a little bit of that. Do a little bit of this. And I'm going to say that that is the beginning of a music note. Music note 1. So let's copy and paste that because I'm going to mess it up. Okay, so now we're doing music note 2. So what the music note needs is it needs to be extruded. So I'm actually going to grab you, and we're going to rotate you down. Nope, not like that. We're going to go ahead and take you and extrude on up, like that. Shrink you, nope. Shrink you, bring you down over here. Do a little bit of this rotate. And now we got to turn it into something. Plump notes, yes. And then Athurin Zala. Why is my bevel modifier sometimes not working? Good question. I'm in the middle of a speed sketch, so I'm going to go real fast. But looking at this, make sure that these guys are checked correctly. And make sure that the bevel distance isn't greater than the amount of distance that it can do. Worst case scenario, press Control A and apply scale. If none of those work, then I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, so moving on from that, I'm going to throw on a little bit of this, little bit of this, and we're going to go for this. This is going to be it, right? This is going to be the one. We push you on out to here. Why did that look so weird, huh? Control A, then apply scale. If it's not that, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's not my focus. I apologize. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'm assuming it's because the modifier is clipping. Like it's going too far for your actual object. All right, so we're going to go ahead and push this guy on back a little bit. Let's go ahead and actually just dissolve these faces. I don't know if I want to do a dissolve on the faces. We'll do a dissolve first. There we go, just like that. And we're going to extrude this guy on back to here. Push this guy on down. Do a little bit of a rotation. And now we can make it like kind of breezy. So we want to breeze this guy up a little bit. So like that. And then I'm going to throw on a subdivision of 2. I don't actually want a subdivision. What I want to do is use a multi-res. There it is. Subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. Don't forget to check us out on Monster Truck Wednesdays to get all of your subdivision needs. So I have the ability to do this now. We can poke, we can grab, we can pull. Now we have a full music note, and then I go back to object mode, and it looks good, and it doesn't do the thing. It does do the thing. But that's not half bad. How much time do I have? I have literally 1 minute. Oh, good. That's exactly how much time I wanted. Thank you. There we go. That's what I was looking to do. And then we'll smooth out all of these guys. Smooth all that out real nice. Make sure all that looks really good. And we got ourselves a music note, right? Love it when a plan comes together. Me too. And then what's a music note if not a bunch of rainbows, right? So what I want to do is probably add something like a big old plane. We're going to add a plane, rotate it by 90 degrees, get it looking nice and big. We're going to pop it on back here. Maybe not that big. That's a little too big. I'll go ahead and take you. We're going to make you the size that we want. We'll put you behind the sketch so you can't see it. And then we grab you, and what is that called? Music note 1. We can delete that one. We can call this plane. That's fine. Let's go ahead and throw on a hair modifier with render of object of music note 1. Where are you? There you are. And now we're going to take them and scale them up to 1, which is huge, and scale them down to normal size, which is okay. And now we do object rotation, which is bad. We're going to grab our music note. We're going to apply rotation. We're going to apply scale. We're going to apply location. Didn't work. Don't do that. Now we're going to need to rotate it. Why doesn't it work? What's happening? Object rotation. Okay, now we go back to music note and we make sure to rotate it the way that we want. Gotta go, Red. You know, have fun, of course. Hey, thanks for joining. You kept the conversation going really nice. I appreciate you. As per the norm. Have a good night. We're gonna do 90 on there. We're gonna grab this guy. We're gonna drop him down to maybe like 45. Now, scale randomizer. Scale is 2. I kind of want to do a little bit of rotational stuff, but I don't think it'll let me. So instead, we're just going to change our seed until we don't have any overlap. That looks good enough to me. And not half bad. Okay, so that's too big. 2.5 is probably going to be our perfect size. That is our perfect size. And the scale randomizer can be dropped down just a little bit to 0.75. And I'm going to say that looks good enough for my purposes. So now we go to our note. We go to nodes. Oh yeah, you know, we're just going for it. We forgot to change our HDRI, so I'm going to do that real quick. Pop that guy on over to the one I like. Everything looks really nuts. So we're just going to go to object real quick. We're going to call you plane. Guess what? You're gone. We don't want you. Now we got our music notes. So we're going to grab music note number 1. Pop him in. The color is black. The specular is 0. The roughness is high. And then we go ahead and pop ourselves on a color ramp. We're just going to do this nice default style. HSV, we go to bright red. So let's do lightness to 0.5. Saturation to max. Grab you. And then we go far. And then I grab it and I pop in object random. There you go. Now we got music notes. We've done it. We've made ourselves some nice, cute little music notes. If you want to get really crazy with it, we can do all sorts of stuff, right? So we could add a... Well, here, check it out. What I can do is I can go something like this. I can make a UV sphere, turn it by 90 degrees, make it big. And we can go like this, cut off half of this guy, like that. Delete vertices. Now we're on to this. We're going to grab him and we're going to make him short. Like that. Make him big like that. And now we can do the exact same thing to him. Make sure he's smooth. Grab him. Do Control L. And what do we want? Link. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. My bad. We can just pop on some hair onto this guy. 45. 1. Object. Make sure that we're using the correct object. Music notes. Scale is 2.5. Using object rotation, it's wrong. Oh, it's because we calculated the outside, not the inside. That's actually kind of cute. Actually kind of like the way that looks. But maybe not. Scale random will be 0.75. And then we're going to recalculate inside. So edit mode, grab him, mesh, normals, calculate inside. There we go. What's this supposed to be? These are just some music notes that we added. I actually kind of hate the UV sphere, so we're done. Okay, so we're back. So what's left? We have 15 minutes. I don't really have time to do too much else. So let's finish the last bit of this guy. I'm going to want to grab this guy right here. And we're going to want to inset that face. Bring it down. Bring it in a little bit. Pull you down here. And let's delete that. Oh, why does it look so sharp? Tell you what, I need to get rid of these music notes for just a moment. Oh, I see. You're sharp because that's sharp. So what we can do is grab you, go to our modifiers, remove that. Make sure that everything is looking good. Make that hole maybe a little bit bigger for us. We'll pop these guys up. We'll pop this guy up so we can follow the curve of that little guy. Look at that. Look at that beauty. She's gorgeous. She is gorgeous looking. Okay, so now we just take it out. If I really wanted to do this crazy, and I do want to do this crazy, so I'm going to do it crazy. We're going to go like this, merge at last, merge at last, grab you, put a J there, grab you, put a J there. And now I want this thing more detailed. I guess I would do this. Grab you two and pull you guys down. Like that. And then I would do the same thing up here somewhere. Like I want to do this, but obviously that looks weird. That looks a little better. There we go. That's my loot. Nice and done. It's probably in our best interest to add a little bit of a solidify modifier to this. So we're going to add a little bit of a solidify. I'm going to fix this later because the solidify is actually not good right now. Also, I don't know where this fly came from, but this fly has been annoying me all stream. I'm going to beat the heck out of this fly. Hey, bud, I'm going to just destroy you. Get out of here. I don't know where the fly came from, but he's driving me absolutely nuts. Okay, got him. There's a fly down. Okay, so that is my mandolin. For the most part, not half bad looking. I'm going to say that is kind of a win. Kind of a good little guy right there. I'm going to have to do a lot of math to figure out how the fretboard works, but I don't mind doing that. So we'll get there. But he looks good. He looks pretty solid. Oh, we need to finish the noding on this guy. The nodes are going to be an important part of this. So let's node this guy up. So first things first. This is looking... this is a good-looking pangolin. It is a good pangolin. Okay, so let's say we just want like a default wood texture. So that's as close to the Koa as I'm going to get, but we're probably going to do something like oak, realistically. It's not going to be oak on the final iteration, but it'll be oak right now. Actually, it's probably closer to mahogany. This guy's also going to be close to mahogany, but we're going to turn him into rosewood. But I don't have the ability to do rosewood yet, so we're going to hold off on that. No, no oak. The oak doesn't work for music instruments. It's too dense of a wood. The oak might be close enough on this guy, but he can't have a bump. It has to be smooth. And I need to bevel everything too. So there's a lot of work left to do, honestly. But we're getting there. Rosewood is the best one. It's so pretty. So we're going to do rosewood on the actual fingerboard. Just not rosewood on this. Okay, so let's do this metal. So we got ourselves some gold. I'm going to copy it. And we're going to call this guy Screw Gold. Rosewood with the mother of pearl inlay. I'm going to do one mother of pearl inlay just to show what it looks like. But it's going to take me a long time to do all of them. So we're just going to go one step at a time to do all that. I'm surprised you didn't make it birch because you love it so much. How dare you? How dare you? So that's a fun inside joke that's been brought to stream. We have a Minecraft world that we all play on. And I used birch on one project, and everybody hates it so much that I am the dark birch user. I'm the evil birch user. Which, whatever, you know? How dare they? All right, so we're going to go ahead and say that we want not X, but Z depth or Y depth? Y depth. It's not either, really. It's more of like, maybe we want rings? Z rings. Z rings works perfect. That's exactly what I want. I tease red out of nothing but sheer adoration. That's an interesting way of saying it. You know, that's an interesting way of saying it. Do I want it to look like this? This looks kind of weird to me. There's something missing here, and I'm not sure how to fix it. Something that I think might make this a little bit better is if I come into here and I add a color ramp with like 1, 2, 3. We're going to distribute them evenly. Cut you. Make this guy pure white. And then we're going to just copy. You know what? That's okay to me. Almost everyone didn't hate birch. We just all agreed dark oak matched better. No. This is propaganda. This is propaganda against the machine. All right, so that is... You know what? I think I don't care for this. It's not tracking the way I want it to. Now, the fact that it has rings is super weird, right? I forgot to remove that sound effect. My bad. What about spherical? I feel like that wouldn't work at all. Actually, it looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, that looks actually kind of good. Thinking spherical might be the one. Yeah, okay, so that's our guy right there. Perfect. Now let's do the mother of pearl for 5 minutes, and then we're done. So, how do we want to do this? I want to come up to here. I want to grab you and you and you. And we're going to assign a new slot to this. Sorry, we're going to assign a new slot to this. We're going to make some mother of pearl. So, we want mother of pearl. We're just going to call it pearl for right now. This genuinely looks amazing. Well, thank you very much. I have worked on it. This has definitely been a little project for sure. We're getting better at doing projects every stream. Okay, so mother of pearl looks metallic. It's got pretty low roughness, maybe like a 3. Maybe it's not fully metallic, maybe half metallic. SEMO will kill us if we do full metallic. It's got a lot of specular. The specular tint is actually pretty high. The sheen, there's no sheen. Clear coat, there's tons of clear coat, but the clear coat's not fully rough, but it is kind of rough. And now we need to get that color right, and we need to get that shape right. Mother of Pearl looks like... Mother of Pearl looks like this. Okay, I think I got it. We want to use a wave texture with a mix RGB set to factor with a color ramp. Oh god, this is going to get really complicated really quick. I have 3 minutes to do this. Yeah, baby, let's do it. Let's go crazy. Okay, so it's got that. And then it's also got a Verneuil, but it's a little smooth maybe. It's got a Verneuil that looks like this. Copy paste this guy onto here. The Verneuil is this color all the way to that color. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. The wave texture is decent looking. Okay, so now we add objects to it. Come on. This is going to work. This is going to work. We're going to do a spherical ring. Like that. We're going to distort the heck out of it. Scale gets increased. Detail goes mega high. Apply scale. All looks ready. That's only been a minute. We're still doing okay. Just like that. And we're going to lean towards one side. Like that. Get this thing going down just a little bit. Oh, we're here. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, now the Verneuil matters a lot. There we go. Perfect. It looks exactly what we want. We're going to put 100 on there. Get those little bits going. We're going to put a little bit of yellow on here. It doesn't look very good. We have too much red. So what we want to do is desaturate this a little bit. We got that going. Mother of Pearl is also, I think, more pastel. Is it? I think I might need to look at it. The idea is correct. I just don't know if I have the time to execute on it. Like the colors are super subtle. Okay, we can do that. There we go. Oh, that actually looks a lot better. That looks infinitely better. That was the trick. And we're going to get this thing bright, brilliant white. Maybe not fully white. Maybe 0.95. Wow, that really did the trick when you added that. Okay, I think that is about as good as I can hope it to be. But I'm also going to add the last little bit of this, which is a color changer, which is going to be right here. Nope, we want a hue saturation, not that. Hue saturation, thank you. I'm going to pop myself in a layer weight with facing on saturation. And all I want to do is grab this and reverse these two. So as you explore it, it should get a little bit more high saturation while you're going. It needs more work. I'm not dead set on this, but it's good for now. It could use a little bit more love eventually. You know what? I'm going to take this. I'm going to up the saturation on this guy. So now it like sparkles when you follow it. And now we can grab this and bring this in. Make sure that that's not true black. Maybe it's like that color. There we go. Yeah, so it follows you with the color. Almost like a little bauble, like something from Harry Potter. Yeah, that looks crazy good. That looks really good. That's our boy. I'm going to sit and think about this offline, but I think this is the idea. So let's hit save on that, and then we're going to go ahead and say that that is it for the first part of stream. I am late. Oh, well. But that's just how a cookie crumbles sometimes. Sometimes you go a little bit late because you're looking at this guy and you're saying that this guy's beautiful and you want to take your time on him. There's nothing wrong with taking your time on something. Sometimes you got to take your time, and that's just part of life. Things can't be instant all the time. So we're going to say that's that, and I'm going to move on. So ciao ciao to YouTube, and I'll be back for the second part in just a moment.